Hello, everybody, and welcome to Tuesday, February 16, 2021. Mr. Perry here with your science rundown for class today. Hope you had a good extended weekend there, and that we're back at it once again here. We're going to continue on with our Punnett Square stuff, but first off, bell ringer, make sure that you got them answered, submit them up, and then make sure that you have your genetic stations from Friday submitted if you didn't get it done in class on Friday. Or out of class on Friday. You need to make sure that you submit that up. Today we're going to go over our Punnett squares again, but there's other lingo that we can use to explain the Punnett square. So we're going to look at some of that new terminology, what it means, some of the words that it connects up to, and then we'll take a look at your homework assignment here today. So we're going to be number 5 in the notes. You can find them in the folder there for you when you need to look them up. I got just a review Punnett square for you to start things off. So if you need to knock the cobwebs off, go ahead and do so. You can pause this video. I'm going to real quickly show you the answer to said Punnett square here, using my little drawing thing. So in the corner we would have big H, big H. Over here we'd have big H, little h. Big H, big H, big H, little h. So, remember how we look at this is that anytime there is a capital letter, which we got capital there, capital there, capital there, capital there, that is going to mean that that box is dominant, so we have a 100% dominant trait happening for this parent combination there. So, a little bit of a review of our Punnett squares and how they work, our drag and drop method. That was the question I just did the percentages afterwards. I already told you about. So let's look at our new terms. First new term is what is called a phenotype. And the phenotype is basically a real fancy way of saying what is your trait. Pheno comes from the word physical, so it's your physical type. What do you physically show as the trait? So now let's start to use the terms phenotype. What is the phenotype going on with it? Phenotype is like your actual color of your eyes. It's your actual trait itself. So phenotype and trait link together there. So here's some examples. Basically, any trait that you would inherit would be considered a phenotype. If you don't inherit it, it's not a phenotype. So that's where maybe it gets a little bit away from the word trait itself. For the other fancy word, we have what is called the genotype. It is what type of genes that you have. What is the makeup of your genes, and what is the combination of your alleles, whatever way you want to express it. It's what the letters represent is your genotypes. It's your type of genes. So basically any letter combo from your 2 capitals to your capital lowercase to 2 lowercases, those are going to be our genotypes. So we're going to start referring to those letters as genotypes. So what genotype is in the top left square? Big B, little b. What genotype is in the bottom right square? Little b, little b. So we're going to start using that instead of what are the letters. We'll use what is the genotype. The next set of words has to deal with whether you are purebred or a hybrid. We have the term called homozygous, where the word homo means same. The word zygous means zygote, which is what we call the baby cell that gets created. So do you have the same type of gene in your cells? How that ends up working is that you have 2 identical alleles for a trait. So it's what purebred kind of meant. Purebred meant same. Homozygous means same. So examples would be if you had big, big, or little, little. Big T, or little t would be our homozygous examples there. Anytime you get 2 identical alleles, homozygous. So you could be homozygous dominant or homozygous recessive. The other way is if you're heterozygous, that is where you have 2 different alleles. So this would be our hybrid situation. So if you have a capital and a lowercase, you are heterozygous. Hetero means different. Zygous still refers to the zygote, which we'll talk about more tomorrow, which is the baby cell that gets created when mama cell and papa cell combine to make the baby. That'll be our zygote. Heterozygous means you got one of each, tall and a short, capital and a lowercase, which is what our hybrid was for the other day. Just a little video for you to watch where they will utilize those words, so pay attention to that. And these are some questions that we're doing in class. Here's some more questions if you want to look at some of those questions, because we're going to be kind of going through some of those things. If you wish to join us on a meet, you can do that. Otherwise, you can start looking at the homework now, which I'm going to bring up. Boop. So let's pop over to Schoology. February, we're going to be on the Tuesday with the Punnett Squares Part 2. We'll load up our assignment here. 2 attempts, our new normal. Starts you off with our different vocabulary terminologies to it, saying whether these things are a genotype or a phenotype, what's homozygous, what's heterozygous, 2 different alleles, 2 similar alleles, using those old terms of hybrid and purebred with it, giving just what the parents mean, and you gotta give me the genotypes. It isn't until 8 and 9 where you have a Punnett square problem. So, nice Punnett square problem at the end there. And that is your assignment for this Tuesday. Let me put it back on this page here. If you have any questions, email it up. Otherwise, hopefully you're back in class sooner rather than later. I know our big ones, I knocked out a whole bunch of people. They're coming back. They came back last week, so hopefully we don't have too many people out. But if you have any questions as you're working on it, do not hesitate to email me up. I'm more than willing to talk things through with you and everything like that. So hope you're doing well, staying safe, and I will see you later. Bye.